Great dispatch trainer Antoine West back at you guys again live with my brother Maurice, the roofing sales contracting expert, right? And also, I want to tell you guys happy Thanksgiving. What another great day to be alive. For me, I'm thankful every day. Every morning I get up, every day I live, every evening, every night I go to sleep, I'm thankful. So for me, it's just another day to be thankful because nothing can stop me from being thankful. Okay, nothing take this good energy away from me. So I just want to tell you guys, happy Thanksgiving. I hope you're enjoying your time with your family and friends and just being happy, right? That's what counts. Yeah, so today what we're going to do, we're going to go over 10 must-know questions about becoming a roofing sales contractor, right? So we want to answer 10 questions for you guys, just so you guys can have this knowledge. It won't be a long video at all, but just want to drop some quick facts on you guys. And I do have the Black Friday sale going on right now for roofing. You can go over to the website. Me and Maurice, we got a roofing workshop coming up. You guys can go head over to the website, antoinewest.biz. And I have a coupon code in that ticker down there where you can save 75% on our on our workshop, right, for Black Friday. So just head over to the website if you guys are looking for training, or scan the QR code on your screen. So we're gonna get started. So Maurice, we want to know what is a roofing sales contractor?
Roofing sales contractor, like we've talked about before, look at it as being the middleman. Basically, like, we've mentioned before, similar to like in freight dispatching, you're a broker. You are the person that is the facilitator between the customer that needs roofing solutions and also roofing companies that are looking to add, more jobs. You have roofing companies out there that, are doing a lot of business and have a full schedule, but for the most part, a lot of these roofing companies, they're looking to bring new work into their crews. So
Great.
a person that has the ability to bring or to bridge that gap between the customers and the roofing company, is a person that has a lot of value. And with that value, of course, you find ways, or you put yourself in a position to be compensated in that transaction.
Great. Sounds good. So you guys heard it. A roofing sales contractor. You're the middleman or the middle person, or like the broker in between the person that needs the roof replaced and the actual roofing company, right? Just like I do in freight dispatching, right? So anybody that wants to build wealth knows that you want to be the middleman, right? All wealthy businesses are like middleman businesses, right? I guess in roofing or freight dispatching, you can say we're the Airbnb, we're the Uber, right? So in any industry I look at, including trucking, I'm looking to be the Uber, the Airbnb of the industry, right? Because I want to keep my overhead low, and I want to keep the money I can bring in very high, right? And that's what you can do as the middleman, right? So that's why middleman businesses always win, right? So what are the job responsibilities of a roofing sales contractor?
Basically to do all communications with the customer, educate them on the type of services that you are able to provide based on what their specific needs are. You would be the one to set the installation date up with your roofing company. So basically your job is to be a networker, and to build a network that's going to allow you to have to build up a repeat stream or repeat line, what I like to call it basically is a pipeline.
Right,
To
got
build
you.
up your pipeline, to be able to consecutively have these roofing deals set up, to be able to facilitate them. So basically that's what your job is to be a facilitator. It's a lot that comes with that, but it's not anything that, as I mentioned several times, when I jumped into the business, it wasn't anything that I had prior knowledge of. But you do have to be a person that is focused on mastering what your position is. Like Bro mentioned earlier, there's so many companies out there today. You have Airbnb, you have Uber, that are providing services. You don't have to be in charge or own the entire market, but what your role or position is in the situation, you do have to master that and to do that efficiently.
Right. Good, great, great. Sounds good. Sounds good. So this is a question a lot of people want to know. And when you first got into this years ago, bro, this is what I was thinking about because this is a part I would be worried about. Will I need to climb on a roof to be able to do this job?
It's not necessary. I'll be honest, when I started out 5 years ago, I did get on a lot of roofs to perform inspections, but me doing that was a part of my mastery process. That was a part of me wanting to, be hands-on and try to learn as much as I possibly could about the roof structure, materials, etc. 5 years later, realistically, with the advancement of technology, drones, AI technology, it's not as necessary. I actually haven't gotten on a roof probably maybe once in the past 2 years, maybe. And but typically, I do all of my inspections via drone. I use AI technology that's going to be able to give me specific details on the types of storms that have affected that property. It's going to point out specific damage to me in photo reports. So, doing that is just, a matter of mastering, the technology versus having to actually get up and down on roofs. That's not for everyone.
Yeah. Okay. Great. Great. So, like you guys heard him, only some work to get on roofs when Maurice wanted to, put in extra work, probably see the damage with his own eyes close up, right? But like Maurice said, it's AI programs now. And so for me, I'm just always amazed at the technology, right? There's literally AI programs out there that Maurice has invested into that he can go back in history and see when storms hit certain areas. Like, I know it's a certain mile per hour. Once the winds are over that mile per hour, you automatically have damage to the roof. Maurice, how fast is that? How the winds? How fast do they have to be to come?
In the market, there's probably 70% is going to be older construction. Your older homes, and most of those older homes still have a three-tab shingle system. A three-tab shingle system are generally rated to withstand winds anywhere from 45 to 55 miles per hour. Now, you got to keep in mind, though, the older that these roofs get and they haven't had any maintenance, you can have wind gusts, 25, 30 miles per hour that can cause damage to roofs. Yeah. So as bro mentioned, I have technology that can go back and show me storms that have occurred, for the past 15 to 20 weather events for a property that could go back 5 or 6 years. And it's going to show me those specific weather events that had winds that wind gusts that occurred above, 45, 50 miles per hour. So automatically I can designate areas that have a high likelihood of having damage. I can create a canvassing or a marketing process where I'm directly targeting these people. And, the more people that we touch, the more information that we get out there, that's causing or allowing us to increase that pipeline, like I mentioned a minute ago.
Great, 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 guys. So as Maurice is talking, this is what I'm thinking about. I guess like as an entrepreneur, as a hustler, I'm thinking about once you get to know those shingles on those older homes that maybe the wind, if it exceeds like bro say 45 or 55 miles per hour, I would just get to know those older homes and those older roofs and get to know them by eye, right? And then when I see those homes, when I see older homes, like I'm saying, this is what you guys can do. This is literally how easy it is to make money, right, these days. So really, you just need to have the knowledge. Let's say you have the knowledge of being a roofing sales contractor, whether you get training from somewhere else or you come to us and take one of our workshops. But what I want you to realize is after getting the knowledge, after getting the training, you are just going to be able to see money, right? You're going to be able to just identify people's roof that needs repair or replace. And then you can just get with the roofing company. We're going to teach you guys all this in the workshop. But so I like business ideas that I can eat off anytime, right? I'm saying like what I mean is personally, I always like think about businesses like, hey, if I go broke, if I run out of money, like I always got to have like several ideas in my head that I can execute on, right? So like roofing sales contracting is one of them because I know every single building has a roof, right? And it's always raining, hailstorms, tornadoes, hurricanes. Like this is, so what I'm saying, the money is common sense, right? It's just common sense. So I'm saying, like, even for myself, instead of working a job that I got to work hard for every day and get like a little bit of paycheck, what I like to do is find businesses like this that's common sense, right? You know, a lot of businesses, even check it out on this level, a lot of businesses, you might hear people talking about it, like me and my brother, like, hey, you can make some money in this business, you can make a lot of money, you can make $100,000 your first year, right? Hey, I know how it is, right? Even before I was making, it was a time in the past where I wasn't making $100,000 each year. And I was one of the people looking at videos of people online talking about businesses, right? So I know how it feels to be in your shoes, to think like, can I really do this? Can I really make some money in it? So I'm saying, this is how I would look at it, right? I would want to see businesses like roofing, that you know it's a roof on every building. You know these roofs are getting damaged. You know the weather's picking up. You can get on the news and you can look at big areas that's been impacted by storms every year, right? So as a business owner, as an entrepreneur, what I would want to do is just get into businesses like this, that you can always have that knowledge, right? And you can use it now to make money. Or let's say you have a full-time job and you're doing this too, so you can just do this a little bit. It's not like a time requirement. It's all on you, right? Even if you guys, in our workshop program, we're going to be presenting opportunities for you guys to work with us. But even when you're working with us, you got your own business, right? I don't, like myself, I didn't like working a job and people telling me what hours I got to work and when I got to be on lunch break and when I got to be back, right? So that's how I like to run my businesses, right? So me and my brother, we're in the roofing sales contracting business together, and we're looking to bring more of you on with us. But you still got your own business, right? We don't tell you how much to work or when to work. Whatever you want to do, that's on you, right? Because that's how I am as a business owner. Whatever I want to do, it's on me. So I want the people who I train and I mentor and that join up with this, I want it to be the same way with you. But my main point is, get into businesses like roofing sales contracting that you can find out information on your by yourself. What I mean, you can find out if it's an industry that you can make money in. You know, look at the weather, look at all the roofing. I see them every day, the roofing trucks, the roofing vans going up and down the highway. Start to pay attention of how many roofing companies that you see out there, then come back and get with us and get on our workshop program, right? You see for yourself. So this is why I like putting out videos like this too, because I want to bring up businesses and side hustles where I can give you guys ideas, and then you can go out there for yourself and you can start literally seeing with your own eyes how big this business is, and then you can be like, okay, let me get into this. I've been seeing this a lot going on since I seen the video, right? So I just want to put that on you guys real quick.
Let me add something to that real quick, bro. That was a great point that you brought out, because it's levels to being a business owner or entrepreneur. You know, I'm in a lot of different lanes, and there are businesses that I run that are required that, you know, I have to have, you know, employees, or I have to have a specific team in order to, you know, function within this business. Well, there are a lot of responsibilities that come along with that. There's overhead. You know, I have to have work for my employees to do. It's not something that I can, you know, take a break from. This is something, you know, certain businesses, like if you run a restaurant, you know, to build a restaurant and to be successful at it, you know, there's so many moving parts, but, you know, mainly you have to have employees. You have to have business that's going to keep your employees, because if you're not successful in, you know, profit, you're not going to be able to afford to have employees. And that's, you know, so much responsibility that comes along with that. So, but like you mentioned, these types of hustles, once you get educated and you have the right information, you have the right resources, it doesn't require that you necessarily run that business in a certain capacity every day. You know, you could be today, I'm not in the business mode of roofing, so to speak. If I actually have a roofing company where I have roofers that are getting on the roof and working every day, I have to keep them busy every single day. I have to, or I'm going to lose that crew. I'm going to lose those workers. They're not going to want to stay on my team if I can't provide work for them every day. So in this type of capacity, you have the ability to still profit off the industry and to still, create a source of income on it without actually having the full responsibility. It's just like being an Uber driver. You have the ability to say, today I want to be an today I want to make money off of it. I don't want to tomorrow. You have the ability to cut it on and cut it off as you see fit or as you see the opportunity. So, like bro said, certain types of business you have to when you're lining up streams of revenue, when you're lining up different ways to make money, you're not going to be able to have 5 streams of revenue that require a lot of your time. They're going to require that you have a team that you have to develop. It's going to require that you have a lot of overhead. You're not going to be able to do that with 5 different businesses. So you have to have an understanding that there's levels to setting that up, and you have to know, how to get into these businesses. And this is a business that you can do that. It can be highly profitable. People are right now, you live in a neighborhood that there's visible damage. You have neighbors that are around you right now that could use your services. You have family members that own homes. I guarantee you may not have, paid attention, but you have family members that have had a roof replaced within the past couple of months. If you had the right knowledge and the right understanding, that is a situation that you would have been able to assist them in facilitating, and you would have been able to turn a profit off of it.
Right, great. Yeah, I like the way you worded it. Like I said, you have the right knowledge and the right understanding, and that makes me, brings me to the point. It's money all around us. Wealth is no lack of wealth. Wealth is everywhere, and it's very, very abundant. Like it's so much wealth out there, it's crazy, right? But what you got to do, literally, and like I've always told you guys, wealth comes from thought, right? So, like bro said, the knowledge and the understanding. So not only with roofing, sales, contracting, but basically with any business, you need to have the knowledge and the understanding of it. So then when the opportunities present itself, you already got the knowledge and the understanding of how it works in there and here, and you can just start executing, right? So, and I'll be honest, because I know sometimes there's a lot going on with courses. Like, should you buy a course? Is the course going to be a scam and things like that? And I'm not saying that because I sell courses, but the real reason I'm saying it because lately I've been buying a lot of courses. I'm in a lot of courses right now, and what I've been doing so much right now is sitting right here in my office and just taking courses, taking notes, taking course. Like for me, as long as I can sit right here. So, the great thing is for me, I don't even really feel like I need other people really. I just feel like I need to sit right here and intake knowledge. If I want to make more money, if I want to increase my revenue, I sit right here in my office by myself and I pick up a book back there and start reading books. I listen to an audio book on my phone. Or I have just a course up on my computer screen and I'm taking notes. And the thing about it, this has helped me to make so much money. The knowledge. It's about getting knowledge, right? People care about money. Hey, stop. I wouldn't even care about money. Don't care about money, right? Long as this thing is good, me, myself, I've grown so much as an entrepreneur. I don't care about no cash, no paper cash. I care about my mind. Yeah. This is where the gold is at. This is where the millions and the billions is right here. Right? Yeah. This is what I care about. So we need to even change this narrative of chasing money, caring about money. I know we getting off the question, but hey, bro, this isn't even what I was thinking about today, right? Earlier today, right?
You took that right out of bro.
Bro, I was thinking about people, we don't pay attention to really what we say, right? So the saying, if you can believe it, you can achieve it, right? It don't say if you can work hard, if you can hustle, if you can do all these things, you can achieve it. If you can believe it, you can achieve it. So for myself and my businesses and my money, I'm going straight to belief. I work with belief. So you don't actually have to work hard or hustle or do all these things, because who's to say, like when somebody says you got to work hard, where's that level at? Who's to say you're working hard or you're not working hard enough, right? Who's to say anything? But what the law says is if you can believe it, you can achieve it, right? So when I start any business, when I try to do anything in life, I'm never going to anybody else. I don't need nobody else's opinion. I don't need nothing but belief, right? I only need Christ. So that's where
Yeah.
I'm at in business, right? I put what I want manifest it into my business. I don't care what it is. I don't care what the industry's doing. I don't care what nobody got to say about me. I don't care what nobody got to say about me on social media. I don't care about the comments. I don't care about nothing but faith, right? Once you get that right, you're good to go, right? That
Yeah.
was kind of long and drawn out. But the thing is, too, like I probably said on a previous video, people, like basically when you don't have money, when you're in a situation where you want to get more money, right? So many people struggle with that, but the answer is faith. Most people misuse their faith, and that's why they never become wealthy. That's why they never become rich or have money, because at the end of the day, in their own mind, they don't believe it for themselves, right? But I'll tell you what, any person that ever became wealthy in their whole entire life, you know how they became wealthy? With faith. Faith is how you become wealthy. Faith is how you do anything, right? Any person that ever became wealthy in their life became wealthy with faith. What they had to do, just like myself, when I was poor, when I was broke, when I didn't have enough money, when I was living paycheck to paycheck, I had to keep faith in this person, that I could be this person sitting in front of a computer teaching other people to have money, to make money. I had to believe in that person when I wasn't even that person in the physical world, but I was that person in spirit. So when I want something, I go in spirit to get it, right? And let me tell you something. I don't need to wait to see my Christ in the physical world to believe in Christ. I don't need to wait to see the finished manifestation to believe in God. I'm going to believe in God right now. I'm going to believe in what I want manifested right now. And I don't need nobody else's opinion or anything else. So that's really the biggest business secret, right? The biggest business secret is you use faith to get money, right? Money is nothing. Money is paper cut off a tree with some ink put on it, right? That is nothing compared to my faith, right? That's how you got to look at it. Let's go. Let's go. You
Yeah,
guys know I get
I
off
just want to
on
add
some
one thing to
motivation.
that
Yeah,
real
go ahead.
quick, bro.
Go ahead, bro.
Real quick. Me and you always be on the same frequency. You know what I'm saying? And faith and mindset. You know what I'm saying? Mindset is the key, and everything that you just discussed is just a detailed description of the type of mindset that you need to have. Like you said, we don't realize, the words that we use as it relates to us going out and, earning income. We say things like, we're hustling and, getting it out the mud and, I'm chasing the bag, I'm chasing paper. So many words which is a reflection of our mindset that we put the wealth in a position of being something that is hard to achieve, that is something that we have to struggle. If I'm saying I'm a hustler, that means that I'm going through a struggle to get the money. If I'm saying I'm chasing the bag or I'm chasing the wealth, that means it's always something that's elusive. So, like you said, it's about having the proper mindset, because when you have the proper mindset, you don't even have to worry about money. Those types of things, you attract those things. So I don't, like you said, I'm not worried about money to that, facet. What I'm concerned about with is taking in knowledge, mastering what I'm learning, and being proactive in how I apply it. That's what's going to draw the wealth and draw the money to you. Putting yourself in the right position. It's never going to be chasing and hustling and hoping and none of that. We move with power and force,
Right.
knowing what's going to come to us, knowing that the abundance is going to be there. But the key is we got to put ourselves in the right situation and in the right conversation by doing what we can do. And those things are just gonna manifest automatically. So yeah, bro. Yeah,
Right.
great points you just brought up there.
Yeah,
Definitely
yeah.
things that need to be heard by our entrepreneurs that are tapping in.
Right. Yeah, definitely. I remember I was even reading a book the other day, I believe the same thing. It was basically saying if you're not thinking positive, if you're not thinking towards a goal or trying to accomplish something with your thoughts, you shouldn't even be thinking at all, right?
Right.
There's no use of thinking. If you're not using your thought to actually get somewhere, then what's the use of using your thought at all? You might as well shut the computer. Your mind is like a computer, and as you think, you download things onto the computer, right? So as you think negative thoughts, you downloading that onto the computer, and those negative thoughts are going to show up in your physical reality, right? So that's why you just think positive. That's why for myself, when I started my business, any business that I start, I just think about the money I want to make. I think about the additional value that I can give my clients. And then guess what? Giving is receiving, right? So if you want to make more money, you want to get more clients, you need to remember giving is receiving. You need to give value to get value. You know what I'm saying? The more value you give, of course, the more value you're going to receive in, right? So if you want more money, it's no use of complaining about it, right? And to tell you the truth too, this is just how like all of life works, including becoming wealthy. And I tell you, I would have never, my freight dispatch business or any business that I started would have never got off the ground if it wasn't for this, right? So this is the hard part about becoming wealthy. And this is why people, when they're poor, it's so hard to become wealthy, because when you're poor and you're actually looking at your bank account and you're seeing it like in a negative or at a low amount, that's messing with your faith, right? You're not leading with your faith. You're leading by sight, right? So that's the reason. So it's so hard. So basically, if you want to become wealthy and you're broke, you're poor, or whatever, what you're going to have to do, you're going to start having to outpitch your wealth more, right? What you need to do. This is when my dispatch business was the first business I ever started, right? It didn't take off. I wasn't going nowhere. I wasn't getting no clients until I started doing this. When I started doing this when I started attracting clients, I started getting money, the business started taking off, right? So what I started doing is I stopped complaining about my current world. I didn't care if I was living paycheck to paycheck. I didn't care if I barely had gas money to get to my job. I stopped complaining about it. And I started being thankful for everything, right? That's power. You want power, right? You don't want to do things for other people and try to be like a certain way to other people. You want to increase your power, and how you can increase your power is stop thinking negative thoughts about yourself. Stop thinking negative thoughts about your life, period, and give thanks. Hey, it's Thanksgiving, right? So if you really want to get money, or you really want to change your life, the fastest way you can do that is be thankful for everything you got now, exactly the way it is, right? And like they tell you, people that get wealthy, that become successful, they have problems just like anybody else. You can say, I have problems right now, right? But I give no energy to those problems. I give all my energy to the man that I'm bringing into the world, right? And that's another way you get ahead of your problems, right? So a lot of times people have problems, but in their mind, they look down on themselves and they doubt themselves. So what that's doing, you're giving more power, you're giving more energy to your problems than your future self, right? So this is the law. This is how the law works, literally. So me, myself, any problem that I get into, I don't go and complain to nobody. I don't go and talk to other people. I don't complain in my mind. Any problem I get into, I immediately send faith towards my solution, right? I immediately start out picturing myself over and beyond my problems, right? So that's how you get over your problems, because your problems are just going to be your problems, but you are the one that has to rise up to a bigger person to be able to take on those problems, right? Now, since I'm a business person, a business owner, I have more problems than I had when I had less money, when I was working a job. I guess you could say I have more problems now, but I handle them easy. Very, very easy, like it's nothing. Because my belief, or Christ, actually handles the problem, and then Christ attracts through the law of attraction. By me putting my belief in what I want, that attracts to me all my solutions. And that's what I'm doing in business, right? Even when my business was failing, I didn't run out and cry to nobody. I went within myself and started seeing my business as being successful. I started out picturing success. So when my business was successful, I did the same thing that I did when I was on my job working paycheck to paycheck. I start out picturing myself as being wealthy. I stopped thinking about being broke. If I only had a couple of dollars, I start being happy about everything I had already around me and being happy with that $5. And besides that, I didn't care. I'm happy. I'm happy with what I got, and I'm thinking about the future. I'm thinking about where I am now, and that's the only reason I'm sitting right here now. All right, let's get into it. You know, I got to drop the motivation.
For
I can't
sure, for
go
sure.
too long without the motivation because all the stuff we said before ain't nothing compared to what we saying now. It don't mean a
Right.
thing. It don't mean a thing to what
Right.
I just said,
Right.
right? And that's where people are going to fail, right? That's where people mess up because you care so much about industries and markets and marketing and sales and all that.
Yeah.
But people not thinking about the invisible power that creates everything, and that's faith, right? So if you want to make a lot of money in a business, before you physically start the business, you need to go in faith, you need to go in spirit and complete the business and see that business is finished, right? So a lot of new business owners don't succeed because it's like, what are you building if you don't have something in here and that's finished building in faith and spirit? It got to be finished here, and then when you start your business, you're just working on and you're working to get here where you have everything planned to an imagination. You're working to get there, right. So me and my freight dispatch business, I'm in like 5 years in. I'm still working towards what I had in my imagination before I started, right? So when I wake up every day and as I'm working on my business, I got something to work towards, right? And then what motivates me, don't nobody motivate me in my outside world. What motivates me about my business is because I can tell I'm working towards my desire, my goal, right? Actually, that when I was far away from it before I ever started businesses and the ideas that I had in my mind, that's my world now. So why would I ever need somebody else to motivate me? The only thing I'm going to do is go in my own mind and envision the world that I want to have. And then next thing you know, I'm going to have that too, right? So I make my imagination reality. So I don't chase nothing. I don't try to do nothing for anybody. I try to see what's in my mind, make that my physical reality. And for me, ain't nothing more important than that. You know what I'm saying? So, did we do? I think we're on four, maybe. What kind of training or education do I need to become a roofing sales contractor?
Well, I mean, that's why we're presenting this information to the masses, definitely, I'm going to say our workshop, where we're offering for 6 weeks, where you're going to get that one-on-one training and understanding for that period. That's what it's going to take, from some people that are successful in the industry. There are a lot of folks that have platforms that are regurgitating information that, they learned from somebody else or they saw on YouTube. Well, that ain't the situation here. It's somebody that, like a lot of you, did not have any, desire or direction to get into the roofing industry. But once it was explained, I had a full understanding of the possibilities. It was, a no-brainer. So to be able to get into the industry, 4 or 5 years ago, to be successful immediately, I made 6 figures my first year with, that basic understanding or that basic knowledge. And to be able to, be here today, 5 years later, 2 years consecutively, I've gotten over $1 million in sales, the past 2 years. And, every year that profit is increasing. So you need to get that education and that information from someone that has the experience, that is proven, that can show the results, that can show the numbers. I can show the, the work, I can show the results, I can show the progress. That's the type of program that you need to tap into.
Yeah, yeah. Yep, great. Like bro said, really don't need any college degrees and anything, and that's the type of businesses. And that's what I like to get into. I like, and how I'm seeing it in the world now. I see like more and more these days. It's like you can sit at home and take a course and then make some money. And that course isn't 4 years or 6 years like college. And to me, I get like I'm in a marketing course right now. I'm already very, very good at marketing. And the only reason I'm so good at marketing is from building my freight dispatch business. That's really just taught me so much about marketing and getting attracting owner operators for my freight dispatch business. Basically taught me how to attract clients for any business, right? So yeah, so you really want to just, I love the fact now that you can take courses and you can take a course and basically learn how to make $100,000 a year, $200,000 a year, or whatever you want in that particular industry, all while taking training from home when you want to. So, like I'm saying, I'm doing the same thing. My students are coming to me to buy training, and I'm taking a lot of training right now, right? And I'm just intaking that knowledge. And as Maurice said, when you're in business, it's like your money increases every year. So then I just thought about it. It's like the reason your money increases every year is because your knowledge increases every year, right? You just always get more knowledge, and you always find like better ways to do things, and then you implement that. And the thing I love about a business owner, I can control my cash flow, right? Whenever I want to make more money, I can do that by myself without going to anyone else for like ideas and stuff. And I always felt like that's the way, even as a child growing up, that's the way I always wanted to be. When I got grown and basically became a man, I wanted to be able to be self-sufficient for money, right? And that's the reason I get a big ego boost when people take any of my courses and start making money. That's what really makes me happy, right? And that makes me happy because I believe people should be able to make money with their own mind, right? So that's the way you can like be able to never be broke or never have to depend on anybody if you can just go within your own mind and think of an idea for cash flow, right? So really, I mean, I believe that's how I am. And anybody that takes my training or any of my courses, my main goal, honestly, I don't care if you're taking one of my freight dispatch courses or this roofing workshop with my brother. More than the specific business, more than trucking, more than freight dispatching, more than roofing, more than anything that I ever do, I want to teach you how to make money with your mind, right? That's at the end of the day, that's what I want to do, right? I don't care about trucking. I really don't. I don't care about any industry like that. Just a business person. I don't lock my mind in so one industry and just fall in love with it. I fell in love with being able to take care of myself, being able to take care of my family, right? Being able to teach other people how to make money, right? So that's what I fell in love with. So I want you guys to be able to make money with your own mind. That's the main thing, because once you can make money with your own mind, you can go into trucking, you can go into roofing. It don't matter what industry. You can be in trucking while everybody else isn't making money. You just come up with the idea with your own mind and manifest that or implement that, rise that up into the market for cash flow, and then you don't got to worry, right? So that is my main objective. So number 5, what skills are necessary to become a successful roofing sales contractor?
Great customer service skills, being a great communicator, a great networker, definitely have to be I'm not going to say aggressive, but you do have to be consistent. You do have to be consistent. You have to be focused. Me, personally, I'm, by demeanor, I'm not the super outgoing type person. I'm not, if I'm at the function, I'm not going to be the one that's going to be doing all the talking, trying to get all the attention. I prefer to be more laid back and reserved. But when it comes to, progression, in this type of industry, having the proper knowledge gives me the comfort to be able to go out and, show customers, show potential clients, show investors, show, realtors, property management companies, the value that I am able to bring to the forefront in this space.
Right.
So you do have to be a people person. You do have to be, like I said, a great communicator. You have to be able to put yourself in position to build your network. Because that's what's going to allow you to be successful in the space, is having the proper network around you. Having the right people that you deal with when it comes to your material providers. They're going to keep you abreast of new technology, keep you abreast of new materials, new solutions that are available, and being able to communicate that to your customers and to your clients. So being able to be proactive in the industry and being able to recognize and know how to build up your network are primarily the skills that you need to have.
Okay, great, great. So six, who would be your potential customer?
Your potential customers. I mean, it's going to be, like you mentioned before, everybody has to have a roof over their head.
Right,
That's the goal. That's the,
right,
people say, as long as I got a roof over my head, I'm good. So,
right,
it starts there.
right,
So, your potential customers or clients are going to be people who, you know, are in direct need of roofing solutions, be it because of, damage that they've sustained to their home, incidents that have occurred, leaks, storm damage that, they have to immediately address. Those are going to be your primary customers. Your
okay,
customers who are, just want to change, just want to upgrade, your new construction customers who are, just having a property or a home built and they got to have a roof. You can't have a structure without having, a roof over it.
yeah,
Property management companies who manage, multiple properties for their clients. And in these situations where roofing solutions are needed, they generally reach out or need a point of contact that's going to be able to facilitate those solutions. Realtors, I deal with realtors who are in the middle of a sales process. And, before the sale can be finalized, the property has to be inspected. And, oftentimes there'll be issues that come up with the roof, and those issues have to be resolved in order for the sale of their home to go through. So, they need somebody to, provide those solutions. Apartment complex managers, school systems, there are contracts out there that people can get with school systems where, you're the go-to person to provide roofing solutions for all of the schools in their system. I mean, the list is endless. The list is endless. And typically that's what I try to do, is to create an ideal customer profile that gives me the best way to approach, how to market to these people. How do I go about trying to make that connection, or to build those networks with those people, that are in those lanes, to build up a consistent pipeline. So too many customers or too many opportunities to really list, but there's probably about 10 of them right there.
great, great. And I want to make a comment on that. And what I want the viewers to recognize too, because I feel like as a business owner, like I'm always like paying attention to what people are saying. So even from that conversation, what I probably, even if I was new or watching now, what I would probably take from that, I'm guessing Maurice. Well, I know Maurice started off like door to door sales, right? Just one individuals knocking on each door to door, right? And dealing with individual families or individual people, right? So I'm saying like, so what I would do if I'm watching this, for you guys that's new coming into this, I would believe the same for you. Maybe at first you're working with individual people, but as Maurice mentioned earlier, he's doing like millions of dollars in revenue in sales per year now, right? But I mean, what I peeped is I don't believe that all just came from doing single family homes. Maurice is he's networking with apartment complexes now, right? Property management companies might manage one apartment complex and another one on the other side of town and another one in another state, right? So he's doing that. He mentioned that he's getting with schools, because roofs, every building needs a roof. It's government buildings. Think about it. A lot of government buildings, schools need roof repair, roof replacements, right? And then further on from that, of course, if you're working with commercial properties, you're working with apartment complex, you're working with schools, I would imagine that you probably have some government contracts. You see what I'm saying? So I'm saying you start small and you just keep expanding it over time. And that's how maybe the first year you might make 50,000, 100,000, 150,000, who knows? But in 3 or 4 years, that's probably why you're doing, 500,000 or a million in sales, just because you built upon the knowledge that you already have, right? So that's what I hope for some of you guys. I hope some of you guys join our workshop program, and then in the next couple of months and years, you're getting big projects. You know, you're doing like 5, 6 roofs at a time because you're doing an apartment complex, right? So now you got multiple roofs going on, and that's where you want to get to too, where you can have multiple projects, multiple roofs going on with just working with one customer, right? You see what I'm saying? Instead of working with one customer for one roof, you know, we're going to build you up to the point where you go out and you can start networking with apartment complex, management office, property management offices, things like that, right? And then you talk to one person, but this person has 10 jobs for you. Now, imagine how quick that's going to make your cash flow come in, right? So you have those 10 jobs and you're still going to be working on other jobs, right? Great, great. So, 7, how do I find potential customers as a roofing sales contractor?
Well, we just mentioned several different types of customers. So as I mentioned a moment ago, how I look at it is in each of those lanes, I try to envision what is my ideal customer for, say, for a homeowner. My ideal customer for a homeowner is probably going to be somebody that, is in a situation where they've had an insurance claim filed because the insurance company is going to cover the damages. I'm not going to have to worry about kind of haggling on the price. So I have to have a marketing strategy for, customers who could, potentially use my services because of storm damage. So I use the technology. It identifies neighborhoods. It identifies areas where it's going to be a high potential for, these customers that possibly have damage. I'm going to create or some sort of campaign, whether it be me sending direct mailers, me canvassing the neighborhoods, knocking on doors, leaving door hangers, email marketing, telephone, all of those, the more chances or hits that I get out there, the higher the success rate for me to be able to lock in those deals. But that's just one example. Say if it was a property management company, like we mentioned a minute ago, or an apartment complex, those companies generally have vendor lists. A property management company is going to have a vendor that they use to do their plumbing, to do their HVAC work, to do their painting and roofing. So typically, you could just reach out directly to the property management companies, introduce yourself, let them know the services that you offer and ask, are they currently taking in any new vendors for that service that you provide? And, if they are, it's a process, pretty simple process that they, use basically just some paperwork, you having to provide, proof of your, business license, insurance, etc. And, last year, I believe I was a vendor for maybe 8 different property management companies. So like bro mentioned, versus me dealing with one customer for one roof, or in that case, 8 customers with 8 roofs. I have 8 different property management companies that I'm a vendor for. Some of those property management companies manage thousands of houses. So the ability to have access to hundreds or thousands of jobs through that one vendor, but like I said, there was 8 different ones. So once I've established that relationship and I'm their go-to vendor, I can expect to get calls daily, what I'm saying, calls weekly, asking for the services that I provide. So it's a different approach just depending on, who that target customer is. But in the training and in the workshop, it's definitely something that we'll go over in full detail. Like I said, you're getting the information from, someone that's gone through the process, that's, from, learning what doesn't work, narrowing things down to, what has allowed me to be successful. It's the same information that, we're giving you access to. My training was super basic, but it was enough. And based on the opportunities in the market and based on, my approach, I was able to put myself in position. So it's going to be even easier for you guys because you're getting everything that I have now, versus, where I was in the beginning.
Right. Definitely. Great. Sounds good. Sounds good. Seven, how would you find? Do we just do that? How would you?
Yeah.
Eight, yep. What kind of tools and resources will I need as a roofing sales contractor?
Basically, tools, like I said, I mean, you're not doing any work yourself. But getting on the roof, it's not absolute necessary. So if you're going to be doing inspections, one thing you definitely need to have is a drone. That's what I would suggest, is having a good drone that's going to be allowed, or is going to allow you to be able to conduct those inspections. You need the proper software. You need the proper resources. And again, I have to keep going back to what we're offering in the workshop and in the relationship. A lot of these softwares, a lot of programs that I'm using, I'm spending several thousands annually for subscriptions. But being in the affiliate program, or being in our subscription program, you would have access to those without having to spend those thousands of dollars annually. You're going to have access to weather reports. You're going to have access to maps that's going to show for your specific area where these customers that have experienced these storms, where they are, so that you can create, just like I said, you can create your marketing plan or approach for putting yourself in front of these customers, to be able to get your education or get your information out there, to be able to lock in these deals. So it's a lot of different things that the more you learn and the more you understand and the more you apply, it's just giving you the better chance to be successful in the space. So if you're not doing, if you're just taking the training and getting out there on your own, it can be done. You have to work your way, up to that, as I did. But like I said, the good thing is coming in with our affiliate program or subscription program. We're going to show you, all the resources that are available, but you also have the opportunity to tap into, what we're already subscribed to help you to be successful.
Great, great. And I know a lot of this is in the training, bro, but if you want, we haven't touched on this, so if you can touch on it a little bit, but this is question number 9. What are the different types of roofing materials and systems I would need to be familiar with?
Yeah, depending on what area of the country you're in, typically asphalt shingles dominate the market. Is probably the most used market. So the asphalt shingles, you may see some tile shingles, you may see some slate. If it's a commercial roof, it could be a flat PVC style roof or EPDM roof. You got your metal roofs out there. With the updating technology, you have a lot of solar roofs out there. So several different types of materials that are being used in the roofing industry. Like I said, typically what you see more often could be depending on what area of the country that you're in. But yeah, that's definitely something that we'll educate everybody on in the workshops and on the platform as well.
Right. Yep. And just how Maurice brought up, there's some solar roofs out there too, but Maurice is a solar contractor too. So a lot of times, we haven't spoke about it because we just have so much we can speak about. But a lot of times what Maurice does is when he's replacing a roof, he talks with the homeowner about installing solar power too, right? So now we're making, even more money, right? A lot of times those homeowners, just go ahead and get the solar panels installed with the roof, and that just makes the money add up, basically.
Yeah.
Right. Yep. So 10, and what I just said could kind of answer this question 10, but 10 is, how can I differentiate myself from the other sales contractors in the market? Now, I know I just even mentioned one, like if you're offering solar, Maurice probably has other things that you can, like we say, it's money everywhere. So just because you see that damage or that damaged roof, that doesn't mean other areas of that home isn't damaged too, right? So I know we're talking to you guys about roofing, but just to let you know, I'm always, and this is family right here, this is blood, so we're always steps ahead, right? We can always talk about so much more. We're withholding information, really, just because we could be on this live. And when me and my brother got together today, we're supposed to be on here like 10, 15 minutes. It's almost been an hour already. And then we could be talking to you guys about solar panels, solar contracting, concrete contracting, what restoration, water removal when these areas have storms. Think about it, if an area has a storm and it receives hail damage and the roof is messed up, don't you think they might have water inside their house too? Don't you think they might have flooding inside their house too? And don't you think me and Maurice, we're in that industry too? Right. We're going to, so what we did, we get in every industry. Once we see more money, we get into that too. We get into that too. We get into that too. So now when we come to the house or when we train one of you guys, you got everything handled, right? So we might have just told you about roofing, but once you go in the house, maybe we're not bringing it up now, but maybe once you get with us on the roofing, maybe we'll tell you, hey, look for this too, or see if they want solar panels, or see if this is damaged. Look for this, and then you just send us text messages. Just take a picture and send it to us, and we'll tell you. We'll look too. We're like, yeah, we think that's some damage. Tell them this or tell them that, right? And now before you know it, you making money off of a lot of other things too. And that's how I like to run my training and mentorship programs too. I don't got to sit here and tell you everything that I'm going to give you a value. Me, myself, I like holding a lot of stuff in, right? And I like surprising you on the back end, right? So that's just how I do. But okay, what can differentiate your you as a roofing sales contractor besides other companies? I know I just named a few from my limited knowledge. Maurice, of course, he's a subject matter expert, but like you can see, it don't take much. Even now, that example I just pointed out to you, how you can go over there and get how you can go over there to your potential client's residence and get the roof repaired or replaced. But what if it's a lot of other things too that you can contract out? You know what I'm saying? That you can contract out to a plumber or to whoever. Maybe the carpet got wet. Come on, we can keep going forever and ever, right? Maybe the carpet got wet. You need to replace the carpet, or you need to tell them something about their carpet or give them some information about their carpet, right? You might call me. You might say the carpet's wet. Do you think it might be mildew or a mold or something like that under the carpet, Antoine? Or you think this could be another possible job? What I would do, I would tell you, yes, I definitely think so. And then what I would do, I would get on the phone and I would call my nephew, right? Maurice's son, my nephew, who I already went for training for carpet removal and everything like that. I didn't go, but my nephew went. So I hit up my nephew and I might get an answer from my nephew, and then I give it to you guys, or I might just put you in direct contact with nephew. Hey, and I hit, hey nephew, handle this. You know what I'm saying? We won't stop. That's what I'm trying to tell you. We won't stop. We can keep going forever and ever and ever when it comes to this. But okay, we're supposed to be talking about what was it? How you can differentiate yourself from the market. So I'm gonna leave Maurice with that. I'm gonna stop talking, and that's the last question.
I mean, you pretty much said it, bro. Is being able to show the value that you can provide versus other contractors. Along the lines of what you mentioned. Coincidentally or surprisingly, how I even got into the contracting game initially was started out pressure washing. I started out as a pressure washing contractor because that was something, low overhead, didn't require, a certain certification or degree to be able to get in it, but it was a high demand market. Any services that can be provided to residential or commercial property owners is in super high demand. So that's the way that I got my foot in the door. And as I was going along, like bro mentioned, it was evident that the way for me to separate myself from other pressure washing companies were to continue to add additional services. Now, these might not have been services that I provided directly, but what I was doing throughout the process was building up my network. I would communicate and lock in people that provide specific services that I didn't provide. So I could be at a customer's house providing a pressure washing service and notice that they had, damage to their siding. So, guess what? I got a person in my network that does siding repair. So fast forward, today, my company is a full service, residential and commercial services provider. We do everything from pressure washing to fencing and decking to painting and drywall, concrete, roofing, the list, just goes on and on. So what allows me to be more successful is the fact that I am able to offer all of these services with high quality, with, great, we're providing great solutions, at affordable pricing that allows. So if, like bro mentioned, so if I'm dealing with, say, a storm damage situation where their customer had damage to the roof, 9 times out of 10, it's going to be additional damage. It could be damage to the side. The fence in the backyard blew down. The shingles, when they blew off, it caused water to, intrude into the property. So they have drywall ceiling damage that has to be repaired, or, the water leaked onto the wall. So now, the walls need to be repaired and painted. Me being a provider to where in my network, the customers don't have to call a different person to come out and address all of those issues. I can show up and confidently be like, hey, I got everything locked in for you. I got everything taken care of. You don't have to worry. And to be able to help or assist them navigate through that entire process. You got to realize sometimes I have claims that I work that it may take months. I just recently finished up a claim last week, and the customer sent me a message yesterday thanking me for my assistance throughout the entire process. And she said it's been a long 4 months, and I didn't even realize that we've been working on the claim that long. That's just the extent of the damage that she had and how many different facets that we had to address in order to be able to get them back into their home. But guess what? She was able to get all of those things handled through me directly as a contractor. And that leads to more profit. That's more, a situation. So not only am I making money off of the drywall repair and the painting and the flooring that we repaired, and we had to replace the roof. There was damage to her HVAC system. I was able to, within my network, capitalize and earn a profit off of all of those levels. So, that's a lesson for any of your contractors out there. Always look for new ways to be able to provide additional services that gives you value over the last, contractor that they came and got an estimate from, So yeah, you all may have been close in pricing. Your pricing may have been a little bit more, but you have more value that you're providing something that's more convenient to the customer. Because these customers, a lot of times they get in these situations, it's the first time they've ever dealt with it. And it's not something that they're familiar with. So you presenting yourself as someone that is high value and has the ability to take care of all of those needs for them, that's going to separate you from the other contractors. And as bro mentioned, in time, we're going to introduce you all to more and more things that you can add to your skill set that's going to help you to, separate yourself from other contractors. Even for those that are already in the, certain lanes, we'll have the ability to help, to show how you can do what you're doing, better. Who doesn't want to be, more successful with what they're doing?
Okay, great. Well, guys, that was about all 10 questions we had for you guys today. I know we threw a lot of extra stuff in. I try to do that on purpose, and I know Maurice does too, because it's not all about, any industry that you get into. It's not all about just like how do you start the business, right? You need to know to have vision. You need to know to, be your own motivation. And you also need to know to have a unique value proposition. Do something that makes your business unique, right? That's why a lot of people fail at business. If you just get into the business and you do everything that you already see in the market, you're not going to draw any interest to your business, right? They're not going to be interested in your business because it's the same old thing, right? So then you might spend a lot of time and even money on marketing, but you will be wasting your time because you're not offering anything of value. You got to offer something of more value than what's already been manifested into the industry, right? You got to have something new, right? So we went over all that good stuff today. But if you guys have any questions, you can always comment on this video. Go to my website, AntoineWest.biz, where you can work with me and Maurice behind the scenes, right? And we're going to be running that workshop and teaching you everything we talked about today. And you're going to be able to take this information, of course, with you for life, right? This is just going to be a new skill. Roofs are always going to be on houses. So it would make sense that you have some knowledge and skills behind it on how you can make some cash flow. Like I said, guys, like we said, it's a low income, low overhead business, low monthly overhead. It takes a low investment cost to start this business, but you can make a lot of money, right? So if you guys have any questions, just reach out to us. We've been glad to give you guys this information to you today, but we'll be back with you guys soon. Thanks again.